Captain, we've got a message from Sector Command, said Komig, bringing my attention back. Put it up on the main screen, I answered. LVIV 224. There has been a report about a strange structure on planet YC-292b on System CO 552G. The sender has requested armed support. Since that system is on your patrol route, head there to help. Send an answer to that message. Received command, plotting course now, I ordered. Right on, sir. Navcom, plot course to target and give me an ETA. Comms, transmit our flight plan and mission to the rest of the patrol fleet. Yes, Captain. System CO 552G. That system is uninhabited by us, the Kuntari, or any member race of the Federation. Last I heard was the exploratory ship sent by the Gorlok Empire to prospect for minerals and other resources. Guess we'll see when we get there. Captain, course plotted. ETA from jump is 27 minutes 14 seconds. The computer opted to use the subspace drive due to instability in hyperspace on that region. We're ready to jump on the order, sir, said Navcom. What's the state of the transmission, comms? Awaiting acknowledgement from the fleet, sir. Wait, confirmation received. We're good to go. Begin charging the drive and jump when ready, I said. Then I heard the familiar robotic voice. Jump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bright flash from the subspace portal blinded me for a few seconds, but once I blinked 4 or 5 times, I could see clearly again. What looked like mere seconds after the jump, I could hear the voice again. Exiting subspace in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there was the flash again, blinding me. After blinking a few times, I saw YC-292b, a rocky world filled with greenery and life, as our scanners detected. Sir, the Gorlokian vessel is hailing us. Accept the transmission. The face of a Gorlok appeared on the main screen with its horns and yellowish teeth coming out of its mouth. Captain Youngcat, thanks for coming, the Gorlok said. Of course you're welcome. What seems to be the problem? I answered. Our deep atmospheric scanners detected a massive complex on the planet's surface. It seems to be protected by an energy shield, Class 5 at least, as it seems to be blocking every one of our scanners. The only information we've been able to gather is that the energy signature coming out of that facility is greater than anything we've ever seen. Why call for armed support? This seems as a matter for a research vessel, I said, annoyed. We requested armed support because the complex is armed, Captain. They haven't made contact with us or threatened us in any way, but we thought some armed help could come in handy, the Gorlok said. Stand by for more instructions and stay in orbit of this planet. We will conduct scans of the surface to assess the threat level of this installation. If you are contacted, inform us immediately, I ordered. Will do, Captain, the Gorlok said as he ended the transmission. Comms, relay this information to Sector Command and request support to be placed on standby. We don't know what we're dealing with here. Sensors, perform a deep scan of the planet including orbit, atmosphere, surface, and underground, up to a depth of 2,500 units. Use every method of scanning we have and try to get past that shield, I said. As the entire bridge got to work, I got to thinking. Who could be here? Could this be first contact? Or a secret installation of a member of the Federation? Whatever it is, it's mysterious as fuck. A Class 5 shield? This has to be some sort of military installation, as I had no explanation for something non-military requiring this type of shield. Only the most expensive and new battleships had access to that technology. Captain, scans completed. The main sensor array classifies the shield as Class 8 shield, but that rating is only based on proportional scaling of Class 5 shield capabilities. The measurement error seems to be enormous, but only upwards. The atmospheric scan revealed nothing. The surface scan is still ongoing, as is the orbital one. Class 8 shields? Check that again, soldier. That can't be right, I barked. Already did, sir. In fact, the measurement it's giving me now is approaching Class 9 shields. Class 9. Call for immediate support. Any more information? Yes, sir. The orbital scan is complete. There seems to be an array of satellites on various orbital planes around the planet on varying altitudes. And preliminary scans of the surface reveal multiple subcomplexes scattered around the area, sir. Perform further scans on those subcomplexes and on that satellite array. As for the support, how are we doing? Sector Command is reviewing the data, sir, but they've decided to send a ground assault-capable cruiser and a frigate for orbital escort, comms answered. Good. ETA on their arrival? Estimated 1 hour, 42 minutes, sir. They're jumping in from Cloran Station, 33 light-years away. At least they'll be here soon. Proceed with scanning, I said. When they arrive, I guess we'll descend onto the surface to see what we can learn about that complex. Once the scans were done, some 3 hours after the cruiser and frigate arrived, we received further instructions from Sector Command to investigate the mystery structure, descending to the surface in a shuttle escorted by 2 fighters. Inside the shuttle would be me, my first officer, 4 scientists and a squad of 10 soldiers, in case we encountered anything hostile. The shuttle had docked to my patrol craft, and me and my first officer were waiting for the seal of the docking port to stabilize so we could enter the shuttle. "What do you think is the structure down there, sir?" my XO asked. The scans showed an estimated Class 8.92 shield, which does not cover the entirety of the complex, only a few building in its inner core. It also goes down an estimated 300 units deep, so there must be an underground facility as well, I answered. "So the buildings on the exterior of the shield have no protection?" "No, they do," I said, laughing. "They're protected by a Class 4.5 shield. That's a sturdier shield than both the cruiser and frigate that jumped in combined. The scans performed by the cruiser indicated the shield is pass-through up until almost 300 units, though. So our ship should be able to go through it with no problem, right, sir?" "As long as our shields are off, yes. The only downside of that is we'll be without protection once we land." Then the pressurization light turned green, indicating that the passage to the shuttle was ready for opening. I pressed the button and the doors opened to a corridor with 2 soldiers and 2 scientists, both cognitari, of course. They are one of the most intelligent species on the galaxy, and they have an unmatched deduction capability, which makes them ideal scientists and researchers. The soldiers performed the military salute, and the scientists touched their forehead with their hands and then moved them towards us, a gesture of respect on their culture. "Captain Yonkat, pleasure to meet you. My name is Lorexian, and I'm the lead scientist on this mission. This is my colleague Thriss, specialist on energy fields and shields," said one of the cognitari. "Pleasure to meet you, Lorexian," I answered. "Captain, I'm Master Sentinel Trevelyan. My squad is ready and awaiting orders," said the Master Sentinel. "Pleasure to meet you, Master Sentinel," I answered. "Let's head to the cockpit. I need to talk to the pilot." We started walking, leaving the airlock behind and entering the main cargo bay of the shuttle, where the rest of the squad was stationed and the signal specialists were setting up some equipment. I nodded my head, saluting everyone in general. I proceeded to the cockpit where I encountered 2 Kuntari. Each sat on their seat. I moved my hand from my left shoulder towards my waist, across my chest, saying hello. They answered in kind. "Captain, we're ready to depart for the surface. We just need your order." The pilot said, "You've got it. Start the descent sequence and communicate to our orbital escort our descent route and predicted landing site." I answered, "On it, sir." They started pressing buttons and entering information on their screens, to which I started to walk back to the cargo bay to get seated and start discussing our plan with lead scientist Lorexian and with Master Sentinel Trevelyan. Midway to the cargo bay, we heard the pilot through the intercom announcing our deorbit. We'd be landing on approximately 40 minutes, so plenty of time to discuss our strategy. Once seated, I grabbed my holographic notebook and started to explain the plan. "Okay, we'll land in this clearing here, between these 4 buildings in the outskirts of the complex. The shuttle will stay at the landing zone, and we will first head to this building here. That seems to be a communications hub. 3 of your soldiers will guard the 2 signal specialists while they perform some data and intelligence gathering on the systems inside the building. Any questions?" "No," Lorexian said. "Great. Once we leave that building, we'll head approximately 700 units to the north, where we'll, in theory, encounter a gate to enter the inner shield. We'll stay there guarding Thriss while he tries to gain us access to the inner complex. If we gain access, we'll continue from there. If we don't, we'll go back to the shuttle, come back to orbit, and discuss other options with Sector Command. Questions?" "No," Master Sentinel Trevelyan said. "Then everyone check your weapons, suits, and systems. We need to be awake and alert for when we land," I said. I then opened the file sent to me by the cruiser's surface warfare planner, which contained a detailed render of the complex, excluding the inner ring, which was invisible to our scanners. I decided to study it to know the complex better.